Today I'm going to do a little different video. It's one of those how to do YouTube videos, except it's just how I did YouTube videos when I started out and how I've evolved. So, spoiler alert, I did finally get monetized after 7 months and 50 videos. That's more time than it takes some people, and it's less time than it takes some people. I don't know what the averages are or anything. It was a relief, let me tell you. So here's my quick and dirty path of when I started YouTube until I got monetized, basically, and onward. I started out with the help of a friend. We started doing YouTube videos together because we each had an older channel, very old. Hers was at least 10 years old. Mine was close to that. And I had one measly little 2-minute video up there, so I promptly deleted that whole channel and everything. It was, sitting there collecting dust, taking up space on the interwebs that was not necessary. Thank you, YouTube, for hosting that little piece of junk for so long. But I got rid of that. I started fresh. I signed up for a class on how to make YouTube videos and how to upload them and what the whole deal was, like tags, keywords, just the whole general thing of how to do YouTube. And it was helpful. I have to say it helped a lot with the technical, the mechanics of doing YouTube. So I started out making a mix of videos, just a few craft videos, some talking head, kind of like this, where I've got this head and it's talking. That's what they call these kind of videos, where you're just sitting there talking to the camera. But they went nowhere, and it was on a variety of subjects that I just thought, well, nobody's interested in this, or they're not interested in it from me, from my perspective. And I signed up for another class. This one was more specific. It was all about using good titles, thumbnails, and writing and having a good 30-second hook in your videos. So I did that class. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. The person asked me to please choose a niche. I say niche, not niche. And so I did, and I picked crafts because I thought, okay, I like to do crafts. I can do that. And I had done a couple craft videos that had gone nowhere. So that was a disaster as far as I'm concerned. There are several, probably 10 or more craft videos up here on my channel, but I think they're horrible. I didn't like having to do it. You have to gather all your stuff. You have to find all the supplies you're going to need, because I wasn't going to go like run in the other room looking for a certain glue or pair of pliers or something. So it was a job, because I don't have a very organized craft, area. So that was a pain, just gathering everything. Then I had to figure out how to film it so that people could see me making the thing. And in one of my early craft videos, my hands are like, here I am showing you something and they're down here. And somebody commented, it'd be nice to be able to see you make this. It's like, yeah, I know. But I refused. I just hated it so much that I didn't refilm it. Because I would have had to kind of start all over. That was the thing. You're making it live in person. So the craft niche was not my thing. I got through, working with this person, and I think it helped a little bit with the titles and thumbnails and the hook, a 30-second hook that really grabs people. That's hard to do, but I guess it helped somewhat. I don't know. Next, I plodded along after I finished up that second course. I wasn't even halfway to having enough subscribers. It was about 5 or 6 months in. I didn't have very many watch hours at all, not even 1,000, I don't think. And it was discouraging, but I kept going. I put up at least 2 videos a week and just kept at it. And having my friend who I was kind of doing YouTube with, you know, we were chatting via Zoom or whatever, Skype, once a week or whatever, and just commiserating really was helpful. I would recommend that. And then I stumbled across a video by Gareth Lamb. That was a game changer. He had a school group, SKOOL, and I joined it. And one of the things he said was, what would YouTube look like if it were fun and easy? And I thought, it would look a lot better than what I'm doing. So I decided, through some of the live calls he has and just the community interaction and the lessons, to just start doing the talking head videos again, like I'm doing right now, because the craft ones were just too much work. It wasn't fun. It was certainly not easy. So I felt a lot better, and I was more encouraged to keep going. And then I made a video about my monthly budget. You may have seen it. If you haven't, it's my top, braided video. It's got 300,000 something views, which is crazy to me. But that put me over the edge. I got all kinds of subscribers. I got all kinds of watch hours. And so it was about 7 months in, I got monetized, which was wonderful. And that was March of 2025, earlier this year. And what a relief, seriously. I leaned in after that video to my frugal side, because I am a very frugal person. I just naturally save money rather than spend it. I do things that save money. Didn't even occur to me before I started doing these videos, but just about every day I can think of something I could do a little video about that I don't know if other people do this or not. So I, sometimes make a video, and it seems to be working. So I also make other videos because I want to, and I do want it to be fun and easy, and I don't want it to be something I have to really work at. I just think of an idea and I make a video. And it has been okay so far for me to do this. I'm not sure, if I hadn't gotten monetized, it probably wouldn't be working. I don't know. But I'm very grateful for all of my subscribers and the viewers who come and watch my stuff and comment and all that, which helps get it shown more to other people. So it's all just this game. YouTube is a game, and you have to know how to play. That's kind of my impression of it anyway. I'm going to touch on a few things that I think I did wrong in the beginning. I worked with my friend who, we really helped each other out. She helped me, I think, more than I helped her, but she used a script. She would write out a complete script, put it in a teleprompter, and read it for her videos. I tried this. It did not work. I'll just give you a little example of what I sounded like. If I can even do it. I'm going to put my computer up here and just read something and show you. Okay. What I did wrong in the beginning, using a script, it looked like nonsense. I hated it. But when I wasn't talking about personal stories, I needed a script and I hated it. Those are the notes that I took to remind myself what to talk about. And if I just talk about it, it sounds more natural. If I try to read something, that isn't polished at all, but I don't need it to be polished when I just need a reminder. But when I wrote out a complete script and tried to read it, it sounded like nonsense when I did it. And I wasn't looking at this little, green dot on my camera, on my phone, and I would look like, past it, and It was ridiculous. I just couldn't stand it. Every time I edited and I saw how ridiculous I looked, I thought, this is awful. But I kept doing it because I thought that's what I had to do. I didn't have to do that, but I did it for a long time. Another thing I did wrong in the beginning was I tried to be cutesy and clever with my thumbnails and titles. Instead of just using basic SEO, which I know kind of how to do that, search engine optimization, you use titles, words in your title that people actually search for. You know, you can be cutesier in the video, but to get people to actually click when they search for something, they're not going to come up with some of these cutesy little phrases or whatever. So I learned the hard way about doing that. Again, you know, I thought I knew better, and I didn't. I thought I knew better, but I didn't. On the thumbnails, I needed to use some kind of curiosity, like, look what I did, or there's a secret ingredient in this recipe, you know, that type of thing, to where it's not clickbait, it's just gets people interested somehow. And then they go from your thumbnail and look at your title. And if it's something that they're curious about, they'll click on it. But if you just put, you know, my recipe for cornbread, it's not gonna probably get that many clicks. But if you say I use a certain pan, or the best pan for cooking, baking cornbread, that sort of thing. By the way, it's cast iron. Cast iron pan is the best. Last thing I wanted to talk about that I did wrong, which it's not the last thing I did, it's just the last thing I want to talk about, because I did lots of things wrong. The thing that kind of got to me in the beginning was when people left a bad comment, like a mean comment, or a you should have done this comment. I don't like that kind of stuff. It's like, don't tell me what to do. And sometimes they were right, and I would say, thank you for that constructive comment. But sometimes it was just mean. And I would delete them. I would say, you know, go over to the 3 dots and choose hide user from channel. You could also just remove comment. But sometimes I thought, if they're gonna be like that, I don't want them leaving comments. And that keeps people from doing that. So those were some of the things I did wrong in the beginning. Just some of them. I did plenty of other things. Things I feel like I got right in the beginning. Let me see if I can think of any. When I do a video that has different segments, like I did a decluttering video about how many days can I declutter like the minimalist. And I started on day 1, I had to get rid of 1 item. And I showed myself finding an item, basically, or I found an item and I said I was going to donate it or throw it away or whatever. Day 2, different clothes, because it was another day. It was actually another day. I didn't film it all in one day because I did it each day. I think I made it through 14 days, which was a lot. It was hard because each day you had to, you know, do that many days. Like on day 14, I had to get rid of 14 items. So I just decided that was enough. I gave it my best effort and I was done. But, you know, I tried to film it in a different spot. It was certainly different items I was getting rid of. So it just invoked some more interest, I think. So you could film in different places, outside, inside, whatever. I think that helps. It helps me. It helps me feel like I'm doing a little better job. So I've touched on the things that I've started doing right, I think. When I started doing these things got better. You know, I got more views, I got more likes, more subscribers. Like I said, I quit using a script and trying to read it, because that just did not work for me at all. I felt like I was being filmed or recorded, which I am, but I don't think about it if I can just talk. If I had to read that script, it was like, oh my God, I'm making a YouTube video and somebody's gonna watch it. This is weird. So I was very stilted. I didn't sound natural. I hated it. So I quit doing that and I just talk. I have bullet points. Sometimes I tape them to my tripod here, like a little, you know, piece of paper, and I put piece of tape on it. Kevin Colby mentioned doing that. He's a great YouTuber. And I watched people like him who had success and who were just very genuine. So I would say find a few people that you enjoy watching and emulate them. Don't do the same thing. Be yourself. But, you know, he basically gave viewers permission to just be themselves, to do what was natural for them, because we're all different, and that's okay. I quit letting viewers' comments bother me by just deleting or, removing the user from the channel, which also removes the comment. And as soon as I did that and just let it go, I was much happier, because if anything, any part of a comment, it can be a great comment, but if they say something, in the comment somewhere about me personally, kind of attacking me in some way, which they may not have even meant it, but if I take it that way, every time I see that, I'm going to cringe and think, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? It's not worth it. I don't want to get picked on. So I just at least remove the comment. You can either remove the comment or remove the user from the channel. I don't want to see it again. Out of sight, out of mind. That's how I need to operate to keep my sanity. So after my success with my monthly budget video, I kind of leaned into that frugal slant, because I am very frugal and it works. It's something I just do. I don't feel qualified to do much financial advice. It's just habits I have. So I leaned into that, and there are all kinds of things every day that occur to me. It's like, oh, I guess I could do a YouTube video about that. Because it's just me. That's me all the way through. And finding out what's you is probably a good idea. Do you make YouTube videos now? If so, is it fun? Is it easy? Are you being yourself? I hope so. I hope it's fun and easy, and that you're being you, because there's nobody else like you. And you have things to share that nobody else can. And if you aren't making YouTube videos but are thinking about it, I hope this helps you to just, think about it ahead of time and do what you want, see if it works, be open to changing, because I changed a lot. I changed so many times, the type of videos I did, the topics, the niche, and being flexible and able to learn, keep learning. I don't know anything. I mean, I know a few things, but I don't know anything in the grand scheme of things about doing successful YouTube videos. I'm always trying to learn more, because I love to learn, for one thing, and it's usually pretty useful. So let me know if you already make YouTube videos, if you want to, if you just like watching them. That's great. Because when I started, all I knew was how to watch YouTube videos. That's about it. So if I can do it as a mid-60s woman who, I'm okay with technology, but I'm kind of a dinosaur in a lot of ways. If I can do it, so can you, basically. And you can always ask for help. I asked for lots of help along the way, and I got it, because if you don't ask, nobody's going to do anything. But you can do it. And I hope this has been helpful, at least a little bit. And let me know in the comments what your channel is. Go ahead and put the name of your channel. I'll check it out. And I will see you next time.